Welcome back to the Game Dungeon. Today we're going to be discussing high definition gaming and all the consoles that we have here. Last time we discussed in the standard definition corner here, these beautiful babies. But today we're going to be looking at the ones that come at you in 1080p, 4K, 20,000K, all the Ks. And I'll start off with what we got here in front of me because it's already open. We have the Nintendo Switch. Each of these I'm going to be talking about my opinions on the console, my opinion on the controller, and just general thoughts about each of these guys. They're good, bad, and I'm going to put them on a A through F system. So A being the best, F being the worst. If you've ever been to school, you can probably understand that. Anyways, let's talk about the Switch controller. We have the Joy-Cons over there on the Switch. You can see that baby down there in black, kind of blends in with the background. But the Pro Controller is what I normally use it for. I do not often take my Switch out the dock because I just prefer gaming on a television. It looks, the resolution's better, and I just prefer looking up to a television rather than down at a controller. But the controller itself, very good. Nintendo controllers are usually quite good, although their, quote, pro controllers, I think, have not been something I've been interested in until the Switch. And this is a good controller, honestly. Great size, good grip, good weight, wireless. This battery lasts a long time. Pop in a little USB-C and you're good for hours and hours. So great controller. Console itself, A+, easy. A++. Nintendo knocked it out of the park. Easily, in my opinion, the greatest console of its generation. Superior to PS5, Xbox One, obviously. And even the current generation PS5, Xbox Series, this just packs what both those consoles, well, the most modern really, but all of those consoles need, which is games. Games. Just looking at what we have here, out of all the current gen system consoles, really of the past two, I think Switch, I have the most on Switch. And I think I have the biggest collection, maybe. It's hard to tell, but I have a lot of the physical copies, which I prefer. Some of these are digital only games, like Sega Ages, Sonic, which I just wanted to pick up, F-Zero 99, Fire Emblem, Shadow. I picked up the very first Shadow Emblem, and games like this, which are just have not been on any console before, really, and aren't gonna be on any other console. I'm a big Nintendo fan, and maybe that's where some of my bias arises. But I can say with a level head that I enjoy all console games. So, but Switch, just the breadth of video games. It does not need the greatest graphics. That's been Nintendo's thing since really the N64 era. It does not need the best graphics, but if it's got the games to back it up, it doesn't matter as much. And these are excellent titles. Even the subs, which I'm not a big fan of, subs, which is just kind of a current generation of console thing. Best bang for your buck compared to Xbox or PlayStation, I think. These are iconic titles, and I don't even have all of the ones they have here. And it's just the standard package, just to have normal online gameplay. You get this, and you have hundreds, literally hundreds of games, which is awesome. And some of those are games that, were never released in America, which is dope. A+ console, A++. The Switch, so good. I'm really curious what Nintendo's going to do with its successor. So, moving on to our next console, we have, let's see what's set up here. We'll do number 2. And I think that's this baby. I think so. We'll see. Yep, it's gonna be our, whoa, the Wii U. So going from one Nintendo console to another, let's break it down. Well, obviously not as successful, not as good a console, but in my opinion, a really fun place to play games. Very innovative experience. Look at my Mii's. I love the Mii's. Nowadays, obviously, it just isn't. It's more of a place to play Wii U games. I guess that's what I can say. And older titles from the virtual shop before it closed, which before it did, I went wacko and bought a whole bunch of games that I had just been looking at forever. China Warrior, this is from this High School Girl, if you've ever heard of that. This game always reminds me of that. Spirit Tracks, which I never had. Zelda HD, Wind Waker, fantastic. And of course, Smash Brothers, #1 game for this console. And I think the primary reason I played it at first was for Smash Wii U. But Mario, Super Mario World, 3D World, NES Remix, which is a ton of fun. Unfortunately, a lot of the fun and Nintendo-ness of it is just kind of gone now with the absence of its online capabilities. Miiverse, which was just a really cool idea for Nintendo freaks to exchange drawings and ideas about things online, which I really miss this aspect of it. I wasn't super in it at the time, but I really loved just seeing on the screen little doodles that would pop up on here. But now it doesn't really have as much utility, but it's still a good place to play some games. Ranking it objectively, it's probably I want to give it a B minus just for the enjoyment of the games, but looking in the grand scheme, it's probably C plus, but I'm going to say B minus personally. Plus, though this gamepad does not last very long, it's a really cool idea. I mean, it's the Wii U, the Switch kind of like progenitor, the proto Switch, and it's just a cool controller to play with. It's got a nice size to it. Holding with 2 hands, I can't do that now. It feels right. And some of these Switch games just have really cool, going back and forth between these two things here. And really, it's one of the first console games you can play on the toilet if you ever, into that. So, Wii U, C minus, C plus, B minus. That's my opinion on it. So we'll move on to the next one. Next we have connected here. Go to the next right there. And we'll go to, you can see the preview already. PlayStation 4. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Controller, good, just generally good. I honestly, this is a good upgrade from DualShock 3, which was basically DualShock 2, which was basically DualShock 1. This is a good way. It's a little light, but it's a good size. Chargeability, fantastic. No need for batteries, which seems obvious, but as it will come up, you see it's not so obvious for some companies. Good control sticks, good D-pad. I don't really care for this aspect of it sharing, but that's just the nature of the way people play games nowadays. Not my thing. Great feeling triggers, good controller. Great controller. The console itself, good UI. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Blu-rays. I love to watch Blu-rays now. I'm a Blu-ray guy. This is where I watch my Blu-rays. Good damn games. This catches with Switch. PS4 era had good games. And I guess it's still the PS4 era because everything still comes out from PS5 to PS4. And if you look down here, we have some of the collection favorites. Last of Us series, Battlefront 2 was a really fun, replayable game. What else we got here? Bloodborne's horribly difficult, but really interesting. Final Fantasy VII Remake, great freaking game. Negatives. This update system that this generation of consoles brought in. Good golly. I filmed this before, and first thing that happened, booted this sucker up, update, reboot. You didn't turn on your console, off your console right, blah, 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 bullshit. External hard drives are essentially necessary for this thing. These consoles don't come with enough memory for you to be playing your games. And I guess that's not too distinct from its predecessors, but we're 2 generations after we kind of got rid of memory cards, and you've got to basically get an expensive memory card that has to be hooked up to the outside with a USB cord and could be corrupted if you don't turn off your console right. It's just a little annoying. These are my complaints with it. Those are the 2 big things. But really, there's some great games for this console, which is, again, the most important part of any one of these consoles. I don't really care about themes and all that business and stores and stuff like that, which they're nice, but I don't like to buy things online. I like to buy them in person, hard copies. But the games, and that's what PS4 had and has currently. So it is a good console. It's an A minus. It only loses points because of the external hard drive and the fact that it requires updates, which is nah. Since I can only have 3 of these hooked up at one time, I'm going to turn this guy off, and I'm going to hook up. And I always turn this off to save some power. Let's hook up 3 more. There's PS4. There's Wii U. There's Switch. Let's plug this guy in. And it's always pitch black back here, so let's see. Need some light for that one. There we go. And what else we got? Got that one. We got this one. Here we are. And last but not least, the unmarked one. There we go. All right. Let us start with down here. Where'd you go? All right. Get that light back normal. Okay. Sorry for that interruption. Great editing I have here. Next up, Xbox One. HDMI is configured. Have fun. Cool. Let's talk about the Xbox One. And I have the newer model, the S. I didn't talk about this. I have the PS4 Slim, I believe it is. There's only one Wii U somewhere there. There you are. The original Switch. And next we're talking about the Xbox One. And yeah, this console's great. It gives you a great green screen, which you can stare at for 30 seconds. I will give my first complaint because I recorded this once before and it got screwy. So the last time I booted this up, I had to put a password in order to boot my system. That is fucking lame. I should not need a Gmail, freaking Outlook, whatever, to access my game console. That is the lamest shit ever, which gives this thing a whole, my opinion, letter grade down. It loses a letter grade. That's dumb. That being said, Xbox One looks really pretty. I think it has the best UI out of all of them, and that's probably because Microsoft has been doing stuff like this forever. They know how to make computer UI and look good on your screen, and they've got that. Also, no games. No really good was only on Xbox Series or Xbox One titles. I don't count compilations because Master Chief Collection, sublime. Great game. Halo 1 through 4 in Reach. Online beauty. The story modes are amazing. I'm a huge Halo fan when it came, especially in its heyday. I haven't played Infinite, but one day, I think. And I also haven't played 5. I guess 5 was here, but I never played it. Limited exclusives, and that's not even really important. You have good third-party titles, that's fine. But Apex, which is a free shooter, doesn't have a physical copy. It's just a free download thing, which could end at any day. Anytime they decide, hey, Apex is over, it's gone. This little icon is worthless. This does not have that that knowledge. You can pick it up and play it and whatever. It just did not have a lot of titles, and in my opinion, that agreed with me. You can see 3, and I don't understand here. Why is it Xbox One, Xbox? Like, just be Xbox One on all of them. What if you're an old person or an ignorant individual who doesn't know what the difference between an Xbox this and an Xbox that and an Xbox this'n? You know, it's confusing. That's why you name your console something so it has its own identity. But I guess that wasn't working, jiving for them. Moving along. It is sad. This console started out with bad news bears. You have to have online to play it. Boom, Microsoft, you done messed up. You screwed up. You started the path all wrong here. And it sucks because this is such a fun feeling console. This controller is awesome. This is one of the best controllers of the modern gen. And I haven't played the new Xbox Series consoles, but if it's anything like this, this wins. This is the most superior, most comfortable. It feels great, and the 360, it's a successor to the 360, and they improved upon everything about it. It is a really good, comfortable, premium feeling controller. And the console looks great, and it runs great generally. It means, sure, it needs an external hard drive. Again, that issue, and it requires updates. They could have done so much more here, but it doesn't look like, honestly, with the current Xbox news, I wouldn't be surprised if they leave the market of consoles next gen. They say they're going to build the biggest and most baddest. I don't give a crap how cool the Xbox is. You need games. You need the games. The games, it doesn't matter how cool this is. It's cool, but there ain't nothing to play on it besides old games. It's an old game. That's a compilation of old games. Nothing new. And so is this one. This is the best game I played on this console besides Master Chief. And I own this one physically. This is Mass Effect. So good. But it's a 360. These are 360 games. Yes, it's just very sad. C minus. It's the potential for an A. But C minus. It just is sad what Microsoft did with this one when it had the ability to be so much more. That's that. I will say turning off the console is super easy. So that's what they got going for them. Okay, what's next? Connected. Let's do we're talking Microsoft. We may as well talk. We got the only console here that is connected via composite, not composite. Yours should be on RGB or the other one with the blue cord. No, I'm cool with composite, and I played all my consoles here on composite besides Genesis, which is an RF. I had someone comment about that, which was very nice. I really appreciate the comment. I know RF is like the weakest of all signals, but it's just how I played it as a kid. So 360. Let's talk the controller. The only bad thing, and I forgot to mention about that too, battery pack. Bunch of these controllers I had so many 360 controllers ruined because the corrosion. The corrosion ruined the battery packs of these things. You got to find replacements. And they're requiring the purchasing of AA's. This controller, I'll give an excuse for that. This one, I will not. Everyone here has a wire. What's going on with you, man? Not cool. Not cool. 360 controller, amazing. Very good. I mean, it's just a slightly less good Xbox One controller. It's just slightly different feel to it. Good weight, a little less premium feeling. Of course, I mean, it's a generation before. I'm not going to harsh it. Don't really care for the D-pad. I mean, the D-pad's all right. It's just really good. For the games that came on this is a good controller. 360 itself. Look at the apps we have. We have Xbox Live. We have Xbox Live, and can't forget Xbox Live. Oh, did I mention Xbox Live? And that. They really want me to get Xbox Live on my 360 to update it, but I ain't going to do it. This is, I don't know what version of the UI this is. It's not the oldest one. I remember it updated, but it's going to stay this way. It's not going on the internet anytime soon. Why is the 360 such a good console? You know, what did it do? Games, and you will see here. So many good games came out for this console. And diverse games, horror games. First I played horror games, action-adventure games, epics. It's Epic and Fable, Gears, Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, Guitar Hero, the Halo series, Lost Planet, Marvel vs. Capcom. There are so many amazing games for 360. It had such a diverse lineup. Between PS3 and Wii, 360 was king. Easy. King of the top. And it's because of the games. And I don't know why its successors cannot replicate this. Maybe the third-party support just like, forget it. It's the current nature of things, but damn, they would do so good if they could just get back to this. Look, these are all not Forza or Halo. This is a Capcom third-party game. 2 of them. A Mass Effect, well, that's BioWare's fault. I can't blame them. Metal Gear Solid. That's weird, but it's on 360. Ultimate Alliance, which is had a Nintendo now, but whatever. It was super good. Rainbow Six, so that's on 3. Yeah, that's currently. Just a bunch of good, excellent titles. Spider-Man, which Xbox can't get right now. 360 is an A. And online capabilities at the time. This, you might see, it's on composite. I mentioned that. I was kind of making fun of it. It's because I don't have the adapter for HD, and that's why this guy, original 360, and knock on wood, no red ring yet, with original hard drive, is on the only composite adapter on this HD television. But I think it looks okay. I normally don't like to play things outside of their respective versions of television, but I was playing flat screens with 360 back when this came out. This came out around the time that flat screens became more and more common, and so it's not as jarring as like a GameCube or a Nintendo NES. 360, amazing, amazing, amazing. And easy to turn off. Yes, you can't see that. There you go, turn off. Last but not least, we have the comparable. Is this the right one? Let me see. Where are you? Le PS3. And we'll get it working on here. There you are. Now, I don't want to go in game mode. No, thank you. PS3. Talk controller. If we can focus there a little bit. There you go. DualShock is a great design. The fact that they did not improve upon this for 3 generations is okay with me, because this is PlayStation. This is a good, solid controller. Good feedback on the trigger. That's got a little weight to it. Triggers. Nice little button addition here. Turn on the console. Wireless, chargeable with your little micro USB there. 6-axis, which I don't know. I don't really recall any games that used the motion controls, but that's just me. So good controller. Good control overall. I really don't have a lot of complaints about controllers. But you know, they didn't screw it up, which is good. This one's a little hard pressing because it's just dirty. I think I need to clean it. But PS3 did not have it during its heyday. I had it near the end. I think right before PS4, I think I had this guy. I don't really recall how I got it, but I do have it. And it's between 360 and PS3. The PS3 is inferior, in my opinion. And it's not graphics. It's nothing to do with that. UI is decent. It's very minimalistic, but it's cool looking. Plus the way the game pops up, that's cool. That's very cool. Games. This is a compilation game, as you can see. And I forgot that I was playing it, but I gotta finish the Kingdom Hearts series. If we look back here to the collection, you can see not too many PS3 titles. A lot of PS2. Metal Gear Rising. That's a fun game. Metal Gear Solid 4. This is my Metal Gear machine. I played a lot of Metal Gear. And then remakes of compilations of PS2 games. What can you say? It's a good console. It just wasn't something I played a lot at the time. I had an ex who played it, and I guess I played on her PS3 a lot. But it's fun. It's a good console. It doesn't get any of the negative update points like the current gen. It doesn't get any of the external hard drive issues. It is HD. So this is really the first HD console I have here that could be HD. And it is a fine game console. And that's the PS3 Slim. Just kind of, there you go. You can see it. It's a good console. But that being said, in my opinion, and I go and look for games sometimes, not the best game selection. 360, Microsoft had that on their end at the time. It gets a B. A B. It's just good. It's good. And that is the Dungeon collection of HD consoles. This is running for about 30 minutes. I hope this has been entertaining to you on some level. You can see all the controllers here, just sitting there. And I think we'll talk more about games, individual games, or maybe this thing, who knows? Or maybe just the game room in general. But this has been my thoughts on all of these HD, all the 360s and composite consoles. All in all of them are special. All of them are good consoles for the most part. It's just you, buddy. You had the most potential. Not the most potential, but the failed to live up your potential the most. But you're right. Did I talk about PS5 yet? No, I don't. Oh shoot, I don't think I talked about PS5. Whoops. Okay, backtrack. Before we end this, we'll talk about the last and most recent. I'm giving an outro, and I haven't even talked about the newest one, PS5. Let's talk the controller. It's a downgrade. This thing is heavier and more premium feeling, but it does not have the same goodiness as the DualShock design. This is interesting, but I don't really. This is not to me as something I don't play a game. No, I'm talking about these guys here, or these guys here, the triggers. This is to me wasted extra stuff. This is makes the controller expensive unnecessarily. Just get rid of this. You don't need this. None of these guys got this. Why do you need this? Just just get rid of it, man. It's cool. You did it. Maybe as a peripheral for a few games, but not. I don't have a lot of PS5 games, so I don't know. But I just don't see this becoming integral to the games. I don't know. PS5, least amount of time with this console, but I can say it looks like a PS4, but a little different. Games, not really wowing me, really. I've got the PS4 Slim. I bought it on Black Friday around that time, so I got a good deal on it. And it was plenty in stock. A couple reasons why I hadn't picked this up for a long time. Obviously, COVID, impossible to find one. Then it was nothing really caught my interest. And until Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, which is not a PS5 game. It is, but it is a remake of a PSP game. And you can feel that in the way it plays, and it looks nice. But it's not a game for this console only, which is just sad. This is a good one. Though it's available on last gen, it's my wife's game, Hogwarts Legacy, and new activity is available. Cool, that's interesting. I really never looked through this stuff, but it's interesting. I like videos based on my recent gameplay. I guess people post their videos. I don't know. That's interesting, but this is not what I use the console for. I don't need social media on my console. I've got social media for social media. Achievements and trophies or whatever, that's cool, but this is going to suffer from the external hard drive issue. I already know. I don't even know if you can use a hard drive. It has to be an SSD. I don't even know. I have to look that up. When I get to that point, when I run out of storage in one or two more games, I will know that. Share Factory. See, this is, god damn it. This is just everything I don't like about video games in the past few years. Why is this personify a person who plays game? Why is the person playing video games always wearing headphones? Why in big clunky headphones? I do have a pair for my PC. They're over there somewhere, but it was a gift, and I appreciate that. I don't have great speakers, but this is nice television. I mean, got the television for a reason. I mean, don't you play these guys on a television? And I'm sure this guy is streaming because he's sharing his stuff, and he wouldn't be playing games if it wasn't giant words on thumbnails showing. God. Damn. This is not what this videos will be about. I'm never going to put thumbnails like this. Mine is going to be very, very bare bones. If you find this and watch this, God bless you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, but you're not going to see me use this. This is not anything. I don't care about this. I will record on my iPhone like a heathen any day over whatever the hell's going on here. And look at okay. I'm curious about that. Remote play. That's pretty cool. Although I prefer to play my very expensive console that has super great graphics on as best graphics possible monitor. But that's an option for you, I guess. And this is no. I did have the PS Plus on PS4 for a bit for some online stuff, and it was okay. But they've changed it, and I'm there's no way I'm paying $160 for this. If I want a game, I'll go to a store and buy a game and purchase the physical copy of the game. I don't need. And this appeals to a lot of people, but it doesn't appeal to me at all. Well, that's pretty cool. It recognizes that I purchased this, so that I will give that credit. It sees games that I purchased on my PS4 and it shows it here. That's pretty cool. But no, subs. I'm saying a lot of negative about this. This has the potential to be a great console, but I think it needs a lot more games. And considering they're saying no big games are coming out this year, that's not a good sign. Besides Final Fantasy VII Remake 2, which I'm going to get. And that should really put more hours in this guy. All right, that's it. That is all the consoles. Can't believe I almost forgot about that, baby. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time in the bowels of the game dungeon. And what else will you see? Will you see a Knuckles? Will you see a Sonic praying to their gods? The controller gods, the HD gods.